skies sing, every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside in the Barnside chat, where the love won't hide.
Winston is home. Holly, she won't stay home. And we need to make beds for 60 individuals every single day. Welcome to another perfectly normal week at Esther's. Pull up a Bale, let's catch up and spend a little time in Esther's world.
Love lives here where the open skies sing, every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside in the Barnside chat, where the love won't hide.
Hello, there we are. Hello friends, hello Facebook land, hello YouTube land, and everywhere else that this may be traveling in your feeds. Welcome to Heath's Barnside Chat. My name is Derek. I'm Executive Director and one of the co-founders. It's so good to see everybody here today. If you're not familiar with the program, Barnside Chat comes to you every single Monday. We talk about resident updates, facilities updates, and then we'll take questions from the Magic Rainbow Bag. Hey Sylvia, it's good to see you. Alyssa, thanks for coming. Gail, it's always a pleasure to see you tuning in to the Barnside Chat. Wow, what a week it's been here. All right, let's jump right into the resident updates. Well, no, you know what? Just while we leave the door open here for a few more people to join us, I'll just quickly remind you that right now we have the kindness cooler going on. You can donate frozen fruit, watermelon, and fun to the residents. These are the three things that are available. We got ice pops for the cows, we've got frozen veg for the birds, and we've got watermelon for the pigs. There's still time to get a watermelon and send it off to the residents. And thank you so much to anybody that already has done that and participated in the kindness cooler. It takes just this whole sanctuary takes such a community to keep it going, and I want to thank you for your contributions. Okay, let's jump right into the resident updates for today, and there are always a lot of them. The first one, we're gonna update you on Eleanor, Lambert, and Noah, but first we need to update you on dear Winston. Let's start with Winston. He's home, which is amazing. We're so pleased to have him here at the sanctuary. And after weeks at OVC with surgeries and procedures and sedation and wound care, and there was a whole lot of uncertainty. But he's finally here back at the sanctuary. Well, not back at the sanctuary. This is his first time being here. As you may or may not know, a new resident named Winston, he fell off of a transport truck on his way to slaughter, and he had extensive damage to his front feet, to his jaw, to his hind legs, to his stomach. But now we're on to the next part. This is Winston's first view at the sanctuary when we lower the doors to let him off. And he's in quarantine right now here at the farm, and care is pretty involved at this point. He got a big teddy bear pig, of course, which you may remember him snuggling up with as soon as he got it. But he's resting now in the quarantine stall, and we're checking on his incisions and his rectal area and his temperature and what he's eating and what he's drinking. Of course, what's coming out the other end. And there's a tremendous amount of poop-based medicine right now happening around here. Yeah, Winston, this is his forever home, and he's just a cutie patootie. He has such expressive eyes. His front feet, however, we are using the feet first chute. That's a piece of equipment that raises them up off of the ground so that their feet hang out the bottom. And his feet are needing to be bandaged every other day. Here's a picture of him in it. You can look in a small window to see him, and hanging out below are his feet. So these are the old bandages coming off. And looking up underneath, there he is. So his feet are, the bandages on his feet are changed every other day or as needed. And you can see this is what the finished feet wrap looks like. It takes a team effort to get this done, because prior to this, he was having all of this done under sedation. But his most recent bandage change, it was noticeably calmer. And here's a video of him in his stall. He was more tolerant and less fussy about us working with him. And the wounds, while they're still open and tender, they weren't actively bleeding during the change. And that's the kind of progress that we're looking for right now, is small incremental progress. You can see him in his stall here. We put a camera in his stall so we could make sure that he was drinking. We put in an automated waterer so that he doesn't have a tub of water where he can get wet. But right now, there's a whole lot of thinking about, did he eat well? Did he poop normally? What do the incisions look like? Are his feet, less angry than they were 2 days ago? And of course, is he getting more comfortable with us handling him? And, based on his most recent bandage change, yeah, recovery is happening. And it happens just a little bit each day. But here's something that happened. Perhaps most importantly, Winston has also reached a major sanctuary milestone, and he destroyed his teddy bear pig. He ripped the top off, and he removed a lot of the insides. But this teddy has been removed from active duty, and I don't know if we're going to get him another one, because that was a pretty involved defluffing. But I think I'm going to interpret that as a very good sign that he feels well enough to be up and messing around and rooting and doing all of those things. So I'm going to interpret that as a good sign right now. And one of the things that we're giving a lot to Winston right now is wood shavings. The wood shavings that he's in are really deep. And that brings me to our next fundraiser called Love by the Bale. And we're trying to raise $25,000 to, cover bedding for the sanctuary for one whole year. And right now we're up to $3,500-ish. So we are making up some ground. And thank you to anybody that has donated a bale so far. Every single day, about 60 residents, and I'll tell you why I'm using the word about 60 residents. They need clean, dry, comfortable bedding, a place to rest. And that's one of the things that they can count on here. Every day, every single day, without question, Winston has to be on dry bedding. And it matters for him a whole lot because his feet are really messed up. They are so damaged. They have been sanded off at high velocity when he hit the road, and they have removed so much of his feet. And he has surgical sites. His body has been through an absolute ringer. And we want deep soft bedding under him every time he lies down. And that's just one of the stories that's going on here. And you know, tomorrow morning we'll muck it out and we'll make the beds again, and then we'll do it again, and we'll do it again, and we'll do it again. We did the math, and $69 provides bedding for all 60 residents for one day. This is where it's going to start to sound like a car salesman, but $69. I noticed right away when the math came up, and I became like a 12-year-old with the revelation. I'm not mature enough for it, but $69 really relieves all of the residents to have nice, clean, dry bedding. And our straw pile, we are getting all of our straw delivery right now, which is a year's worth of straw, and we've got bills coming. But the donate a bale, love by the bale. We would love to have your support with that. Head on over to happilyeveresther.ca, or the link will appear by magic in the comment feed. Our kind admin volunteer, Christine, hello Christine, is going to put the link in there for everybody to say. So thank you very much. Thanks, Brooke. I appreciate that when you can make a donation. That's amazing. And of course, if you can't make a monetary donation, just by sharing or liking, commenting on this feed, that will help, you know, the infamous algorithm. It will help us reach more people out there on the World Wide Web. So we would love that. $69 puts, you know, clean bedding underneath everybody here for the day. And during the first part of this campaign, 50 people, if you start a new monthly gift of $10 or more, a kind donor has agreed to unlock a $100 donation for every single new monthly donor that we get during this campaign. So that means we can unlock an additional $5,000 towards our fundraising total. And monthly giving, our monthly giving program, you know, it allows us to say yes when yes is the answer that is needed the most. And you know, $5 helps, $10 helps, $20 helps, $69 helps, whatever works for you. We have a full barn of residents, and every single dollar we're going to put that towards their comfort. Okay, more resident updates. We have Emma. Let's see. Oh, there it is. There's Emma, our dearest Emma. We finally have some really encouraging news about Emma here. We've been dealing with those dry, crusty eyes and lips and her ears, and we've been dealing with that for a while now, and we're starting to see noticeable change. She's on dexamethasone, which is a steroid, and her skin is looking significantly better. Her eyes look better, her ears look better, and she's now tapering down on that medication. Well, we're watching to see just how she does as we taper that off. So it's finally starting to feel like some movement there in the right direction with Emma. And we also learned that Emma prefers Nutri-Grain bars opposed to Fig Newtons. So who knew that? But I'm sure we'll be adding that to her her permanent medical record. So here's a picture of George's tail, and George has polio. George has lupus. George does not have polio. George has lupus, which is an autoimmune disease. And we think similarly, Emma could have some sort of autoimmune disease because the skin and scaliness is kind of similar. But we're treating them both the same nevertheless. Pumpkin has been dealing with lameness in that back left leg. And she's still on stall rest, and she's still kind of, soft toe touching. But she is putting a little more weight on that leg, so it's looking a lot better. And she's getting up faster, her energy has been great, and she remains extremely interested in food, which is always something that we love to see with the pigs. And this week she took her gabapentin wrap with peanut butter and molasses. That's her favorite. And she also tried to eat the caretaker's phone, which you may have saw quick video of that, and that was with Kevin. So apparently the medication delivery method is receiving positive feedback from our dear Pumpkin, and we hope, I mean, it's too early to tell when she'll be going back in, but you know, arthritic changes and changes in the muscle, that takes time to heal, so we'll be keeping a close watch on Pumpkin. Thank you very much for all the love that Pumpkin gets. Mercy Mouse. There she is. So there's Mercy in the front and Hercules in the back. And Mercy is still getting extra attention for mobility and hoof care. And we had a really great session with her back left hoof. She was good with her trim, and we were able to really clean it up nicely. And that particular issue, although not off our radar entirely, she does appear to be doing a little bit better with that. So we can focus more attention now on her front left hoof, which doesn't look the greatest. And but we'll celebrate it because it's one less problem on board, and I'll happily take that. Here's a picture of Hercules, Mercy, and April in the perfect parallel parking conditions here. I don't know how they got it in there like that, but that's Herky on the right, it's Mercy in the back, and it's April Mama on the left. Oh, there's Sadie in April's family's hay feeder. She has officially joined April's family. Okay, an update on Sammy. Sammy had a little milestone this week as well, and the wounds on his tail have healed well enough that we're now able to discontinue treatment there. He's still dealing with that front left, you know, a little bit of lameness there in relation to a hoof infection, but he's not completely out of the woods yet. But that tail healing, that's a good sign. But one part of his daily care routine and cleaning his tail and bandaging it up and making it, cleaning it and adding antibacterial cream to it, and some days he wasn't a fan of that. So that part of his daily care plan is finished. Yeah, it's small progress. I had thought that he would be integrated back into his herd this past week, but we'll see what this week brings. It, of course, takes a whole team to bring somebody back into the herd, back into the fold of their family, and we like to have all hands on deck in case somebody needs our help. Noah, look at this perfect little man. Can you guess how heavy Noah is? Can you guess how big he is? How heavy is he in pounds? Let me know in the comment feed. Hey, Marilyn, good to see you. Hello, Lynn and Sylvia. Hello, Helen and Brooke. How heavy do you think Noah is now? You heard last week that he cleared his quarantine. For anybody who remembers this tiny little guy, he arrived in a cat carrier, and that's getting harder and harder to imagine now when you see him. He's still getting chlorhexidine care around his eyes and around his tail for that skin condition that he had. And he also pooped in his water this week. So he's doing great, which is, Noah is settling into being a pig. 65 pounds, 125 pounds. Okay, so it's somewhere between that. So it's between 65 and 125 pounds. 60 pounds? No, more than that. Noah is now 91 pounds. I can't believe it. 91 pounds. He'll be 100 pounds by the end of next week, which is crazy. It's like a magic trick watching them grow. Yeah, I know. Almost 100 pounds. It's crazy. It's crazy how big this tiny man is getting. All right, thanks everybody for your guessing how heavy he is. If anybody was trying to guess how heavy I am, I would be mortified. But we're going to do it on Barnside Chat for the residents. Lambert, let's talk about Lambert. Lambert. There he is. There's his photo of that friggin' handsome face. You may remember he's no longer sporting bandages on his head for the wound care of his horn removal surgery. So he no longer has to have that. And Lambert's abscess from his vaccine site, you can see it there, that pink little mark on his body. It's scabbed over, it's continuing to improve, and what's left now is just a tiny little bump. And he's also weighed in this week. Do you want to take a guess at how heavy Lambert is? My gosh, he's had a growth spurt. I was looking at him yesterday when he was out walking around, and I thought, holy smokes, that boy is big boy now. So the word lamb is becoming increasingly misleading in his name. Lambert is 71 pounds. 71 pounds of Lambert. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe that note. Yeah, he's doing well though. He's doing well. And then last but not least, there's Holly. And Holly is the chicken. And Holly has decided that she belongs with April's herd now. The only problem is that nobody else agreed to that. So she escaped 4 times in one day, and she, she's the big adventurer. She loves to fly out up over the fence. There's not a netting that's over top of these guys just yet, so she is able just to jump over, but all of the other hens stay in place except for Holly repeatedly. Yeah. Okay, resident updates. That was all of them. If you have a question that you would like answered, please put it in the comment below, and I'm going to scroll back through the comments very soon. But before we do that, we're going to have a few resident updates. In the Second Chance East Medical Wing at the sanctuary, there's this blackboard, and it's right beside me. It's right beside the Barnside chat backdrop. And the blackboard, we didn't really know what it was for when we first started. We weren't sure what we should be putting on it. We tried chore boards and we tried like special announcements, but where we ended up landing on it was like a memory board for the residents that pass away. So this one is for Obama, of course. There's photos and memorabilia around it, and people here at the farm have wrote in some messages. And down the right side of the board there, you can see that so far this year we have said goodbye to Winifred, Prince, Brindle, Nutmeg, Jeannie, Elijah, and Obama. And that's where, it's a great place to remember them. There was so much love for Obama, especially since he'd been here for over 10 years. This past weekend we had a work day, volunteer work. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me, my singing voice there. This past weekend we had a volunteer work day. Excuse me. Volunteer work day at the farm, and we did a lot of dusting in the barn. We did a lot of bed refreshing, and here is a kind volunteer, Eva, who spent the entire day with us changing all of the beds in the arena. It was such a huge job to do all of them at the same time. So thank you to anybody and everybody that showed up this past weekend to help us make comfort for the residents. Big storm came through this past week, and the leaves started to let go on the trees. It's crazy. I can't believe that it's almost fall. We're at the end of summer already, but seeing the leaves fall off the trees like this fast during a storm, I mean, wow, we are forever in constant change. And I love fall. I love fall. I also love summer too, but I was surprised to see the leaves falling off that quickly. And this is a great video of our new drainage project that got installed. Sometimes we get these big overwhelming rains, and you can see here that the water is just going in and then disappearing into the ground. And we dug out in front of the barn and put in some drainage pipe and get the water running away from the front of the barn. There's a ring that where the water tries to flow, and it's not directly in front of the barn, which is great because we've corrected the flooding issue. But seeing the water run into the ground like this and seeing the drainage project working, that is amazing. I had a flat tire this week on the lawnmower and the quad. Those pieces of equipment are off to the mechanic. There's always something breaking down. It's just never ending. And Kevin, the sanctuary manager, and all of his caretakers do such an amazing job at keeping the equipment going, and volunteers that are involved with that as well. So up next, we have the sanctuary weather. It's time for the sanctuary weather. This is the weather. It's rainy out right now. It's 18 degrees. It's getting cool in the evenings. You can see it's going down to 9 degrees, which that means it's time to bring your tropical plants indoors. Yeah, fall is definitely coming. A few crazy rainstorms this week, but nothing that we couldn't manage. Everything is still very green around here. Last year at this time, the grass was so burnt and so dead. So it's nice to see all the green things still. It's time for the Magic Rainbow Bag. All of your questions from the internet and the dark web have been collected inside the Magic Rainbow Bag. If you have a question that you would like answered, all you have to do is put it in the comment feed below and I'll do my absolute best to answer it. Okay, here we go. First question. How is the truck doing? Thank you very much, Brooke. Thankfully, the truck has, it went to the shop, so there was some money involved. The engine light was on, but as you remember, last week the mechanic sort of made a face and they weren't sure whether the truck was needed a new engine. But I am happy to report that the truck does not need a new engine. It just needed a couple of new sensors relating to oil pressure, and that invoice came out to around $800. So yeah, we're happy that does not need a new engine. Here comes the next question. Didn't Eleanor escape as well? I don't remember what you're referring to in this case, but when you work with farmed animals and sanctuary life, yeah, everybody escapes from one time to the next. But Eleanor is such a sweet pig when she pushes through the gate. She's not trying to go anywhere. She's just curious. She doesn't want to leave. She just wants to be with you. So, yeah, that's, oh my gosh. Sorry about that. The Magic Rainbow Bag question song was going in the background. Sorry about that, Shirley. Next question is, what an adorable face he has. How old would you guess Winston is? Winston. So I think that Winston is about the same age as Eleanor. And so that would put him around 8 months old. So he's a lot closer in size to Eleanor versus Noah. Noah is many months younger than them. So it won't be probably for, about 18 months before he would catch up and they would all sort of be equal size. So it's going to be a while for Noah to catch up. But for sure, Winston and Eleanor, they're similar sizes. So we're optimistic that they're going to be one big happy family. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the music was playing. I fumbled. I pushed all the buttons at once, but hopefully you could hear yourself or hear me through that. Again, if you have a question that you would like answered, all you have to do is put it in the comment feed below, and I'll do my absolute best to answer it. Please, friends, if you can help us out, Love by the Bale, don't forget that is running. We have a week to make up this $25,000. That's for 60 residents, 365 days, and for 1 year. Now, you heard me say about 60 residents, and that's because we have a new resident alert.
Look out for a very special introduction. New resident alert. New resident alert. Our sanctuary family has grown. Our monthly donors make it all possible. Without you, we couldn't continue Esther's mission. Love lives here thanks to you. New resident alert. New resident alert. Our sanctuary family has grown.
A new resident alert. That's all the information I can tell you, but in a couple of days we have some new family members. There are multiple, and that's all I'm going to tell you. We are ecstatic to be opening up another quarantine space, and we got to say yes. So I can't wait to introduce you to them. If you are a part of our monthly donor family, I'll be sending out a special update introducing you to the new residents in the Yes Report. And as a monthly donor, you get exclusive invites to VIP in-person events and virtual events. There's a virtual event in October that we have planned for you, but there's an in-person event coming up this weekend, and I think the new residents will be here. So if you are on the guest list and you have RSVP'd and going to be here this Saturday, August the 29th from 2 p.m. till 6 p.m., you'll get a chance. I think you'll get a chance to see them. Okay, wow, we did it. We made it to the end of the program.
Nicole?
I guess, what am I taking away from this week? I think that most of sanctuary life doesn't happen in big moments, and there are, of course, giant wins and big celebrations and new residents, but most of sanctuary life happens in small little changes. And like a wound looks cleaner. Someone puts a little more weight on a sore leg. Medication comes off the list. Bandage change goes a little easier than the one before. And sometimes the win is just simply that everyone ate, everyone pooped, and nobody made a new problem for us before lunch. If you can help us out with Love by the Bale this week, thank you very much. Every gift gets us closer to covering a full year of clean and dry bedding for 60 residents. And as always, thank you for being here, and thank you for caring, and thank you for believing in the world that Esther helped show us, one where kindness reaches farmed animals too. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside in the Barnside chat where the love won't hide.